what's actually going on as we observe the things taking place in the world and in the universe around us. Now, let's begin by exploring how Scripture describes the law of God. And this is fascinating because you'll notice, first of all, in Psalm 119, verse 32, that David, King David, under inspiration, perceives the law of God as a vast horizon of freedom. Watch this. He says, I run in the path of your commands, for you have set my heart free. Notice the relationship in this passage between law, or God's commands, and freedom. We don't naturally think of these two things going together, but if you incorporate, as David does here, the idea of running within God's commands, you immediately realize that there's something brilliant being described here. If you try to break into a sprint, for example, in a room that is 10 feet by 10 feet, you're not going to get up much speed before you run into the wall. In order to run, you necessarily have to have a large horizon, a large platform of freedom. Running requires an expansive horizon. David perceives God's law like that. God's law is actually the opposite of restrictive. It is liberating. James chapter 1 and verse 25 picks up on this concept, and James says that God's law is a perfect or complete law of liberty. Notice the juxtaposition of two words that we don't normally bring together in a single sentence: law and liberty. Law conjures up in our minds the idea of restriction. Liberty, of course, conjures up in our minds the idea of freedom.